All right, I am going to have a go at the Guardian's Cryptic Crossword for Friday, April 18th, set by Brendan. I have been warned by Alan that it's a little tricky today, so we'll see how I get on. But first, let's have our cryptic clue of the day. Okay, I saved the toughest one for Friday, which you'll see on Saturday, of course. I've started to putting in a fake number and whether it's across or down. It's not relevant today, but I realized maybe in the future I may have a clue where I use one of the tricks related to across or down clues. Anyway, for today, prime suspects outwardly calm, not about to be sorted out by her, 4-6. Prime suspects outwardly calm, not about to be sorted out by her. Yeah, I think the answer you may get, but the parsing is going to be tricky. It is a little convoluted, and I don't know if I should give too much away. If nobody has got it after the first few hours, I may put a clue in the comments section. Anyway, let's go back to the crossword. All right, regret nothing after short time, sweetheart. I'm thinking it might be a term of endearment for a sweetheart. Regret is often rue, nothing can be an O for zero. Short timing, time is usually T, but this might be min for minute, for example. Yeah, I don't get that. How about comrades almost chucked in firearm? No, I don't get that. Part of England Scots understood. Well, the Scots dialect, I think it might be a Scottish word for understood, and I think it might be just a hidden clue. I'm wondering if glan might be Scots, because I'm thinking it might be similar to glean. Glan, let me pause and look up glan. No, I'm finding it might mean clean, but yeah, otherwise Google just wants to tell me all about Scott Glen. So we'll move on. Detective returns to familiar territory in hearing. All right, I think we have a homophone for familiar territory. Well, when I think of a detective in 6 letters, I'm thinking of Sherlock Holmes. And so maybe Holmes, your familiar territory. I'm not very convinced by it, but I'll put it in. Ooh, it looks like we have a cross reference here. Otherwise learnt outside university, unlike 15 or 17. So I think we're going to have to get those first. Affectionate type, picking me up with Dutch courage. That's a good one. Yeah, maybe picking me up is just reversing the word me, em. Yeah, it's going to be mean affectionate type, and it's M followed by, well, Dutch courage is having a drink, right? No, I don't get that. I'm beginning to see what Alan was talking about. Reveal city must be reconstructed in original way. All right, I think this one is at least straightforward to understand. Reveal city, 10 letters. We're going to reconstruct it. I think it's going to end up in LY. Yeah, let me pause and see if I can work that one out. All right, I started writing the letters down on a piece of paper and I saw we have creatively, so that would be definitely in an original way. Concrete help for teachers about others. Oh, I think it might be something builders use to put in concrete, or maybe that they apply concrete with. I think we're going to, did I say teachers? Anyway, teaching. I think a word for teaching is going to go around a word for others. But I don't see it. All right, back to the crosses. Expert, solver of clues, needs extra, consuming seconds. All right. Well, the solver of clues, Brendan might be referring to us, and so it might be you or ye. Expert. Yeah, I think consuming seconds sounds like we put an S inside some other word. Yeah, so maybe it is an expert solver. And we're going to put an S in there. I would think it would go after the R. Yeah, don't get it. Take part in taste, test, etc. Sooner or later. Don't touch it. That's a lot of verbiage for 4 letters. Maybe take part in. No, I think don't touch it. No. King and I protected by partners in terms of wealth. King, I think, is going to be K or R plus the letter I think is going to be surrounded or protected by something for partners. And I think it's going to be in terms of wealth. Oh, I'm wondering if it's not a single word for partners, but one partner might be an ally. Because I'm thinking of materially. Oh, I think mate might be the first one. And then the R for king, and then I. Okay, far from sweet superpower. One time ally turned deadly foe. Yeah, again, I've no idea. Far from sweet. I mean, it really doesn't go with superpower, so I'm thinking that might be the definition. I can only think of sour or bitter. What's another far from sweet? Oh, superpower might be US. One-time ally. Yeah, I think the US is a lot of people's one-time ally at the moment. No, I don't see it. Chapter penned by a competitor relating to record collection. Well, penning something surrounding it sounds like wordplay, so then I think it might be relating to record, or of course, not like the records we play for music, but maybe just some kind of data thing. Chapter, I think, would be CH. Is that the abbreviation for chapter? Oh, penned by a competitor, so I think it might begin with A. Yes, I was thinking a competitor might be a rival, and it is CH for chapter, and that gives us archival. Bad men I see, question mark. So I think it's an and lit, bad telling us to anagrams, so that's the word play, and I think we're going to get enemies, and the clue defines the answer too. All right, run into fanatics, members of religious society. Well, run can be R from cricket, scoring. I think we're going to put the R into some fanatics. And I think then that's going to give us members of religious society like Quakers or brothers, sisters. Yeah, but having the E there is interesting. No, I don't see it. Okay, strikers, corrupt power, ensnaring everyone. Striker is 7 letters and power can be P, but it might be a word for striker that is going to be an anagram of power. That's, yeah, going to go around all for everyone. And I certainly know the word wallop, so I suppose you can have a walloper, might be a striker. Wild dog, you almost trapped in sheep pen. I think it's going to be a coyote. I actually saw when I was putting out my bin last week and looked across my little neighborhood and I saw one walking between the houses. Anyway, so you almost is YO, almost the full word, and that's inside a coat, which I do think I've heard that word before for a sheep pen. Central American native reportedly went on racehorse. I think it is going to be a Central American nationality that's a homophone for went on racehorse. I'm running through Nicaraguan, Honduran, Guatemalan, Panamanian. No. Went on racehorse. Costa Rican. Who am I forgetting? Belize. Well, I don't know what you call someone from Belize. Um. Yeah, I'm. Oh, Salvadoran. Yeah, maybe it refers to a famous racehorse, Shergar or Arkle, Red Rum. No, I don't see it. Length once more, uncompleted in part of pool. Length might be L, and then maybe a word for once more, which is uncompleted. I think it is going to be a part of a pool. Oh, is it part of the game of pool? But once more, well, encore, again. No. Oxford writer in North Island. Well, an Oxford is a type of shoe. Yeah, what's North? North could be N and then Island I or IS. I don't think it is going. Yeah, could it be an Oxford writer? N. Oh, it could be the name of a specific island. Yeah, if it is an Oxford writer, I don't know, maybe the guy who wrote Inspector Morse, is that set in Oxford? Oh, what was his name? Can't think. All right, master criminal orchestrated army riot. Okay, I think here again we have a straightforward as far as the wordplay. We're going to orchestrate or anagram army riot to get a master criminal. All right, let's try the anagram helper army riot. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this is not the way, because It certainly doesn't look very... Oh, no, it is. I was thinking of a type of criminal, but it is Moriarty from the... Oh, yeah, maybe we have a theme today with Moriarty and Holmes. We'll keep an eye out for any other Holmesian Hound of the Baskervilles. Maybe that's the coyote, but I don't think any of the others are. All right, where did I leave off? Corporation, which can be stomach or tum, showed sign of cut, admit it's in very bad shape. I'm wondering about tumultuous. I think it fits, and we start with tum, but everything else, I don't get any other part of it. Now I pause there to sip my water, and I don't see how this would work, but I'm wondering if shows sign of cut might be bled. And yeah, so now in very bad shape might be tumble down. And so bled, and then if you admit something you own it or own up. We've seen that before. All right. Stylized language I use with umph, bizarrely. Well, surely that umph is there for an anagram. I'm thinking I use plus umph anagrammed. And I think it's going to be a euphemism. Oh no, not a euphemism. Stylized language. Ooh. EUPH. Maybe there's some other form. I don't know. We only have one E and two U's. Let me pause and look up and see, first of all, if that is an anagram of I use with umph. I think that part works, but let me look up this word. Yes, that's it. Apparently it is a very flowery language popular in the court of Queen Elizabeth. Set off with girlfriend outside boys' school. I'm wondering if it is going to be a school because it's set off. I'm thinking that might be an anagram of set. With girlfriend outside boys, I'm thinking that might be a word for girlfriend that goes outside B for boys. But yeah, I'm not seeing that, so I may be wrong. Hiding name, discharge Brendan's buddy, not always. Okay. Brendan's buddy, I think he would say my friend, which is 8 letters, but it says hiding name. So I think it might be my fried, and then it's going to mean not always. Oh, what is that? Not always. Gonna use the anagram helper. I'm not even sure I have the right end of the stick. No, I think it may be some other word for buddy. Yeah, maybe something like pal or mate or China we sometimes see. Yeah, I think it might be somewhere like something time, I think makes more sense. I'm assuming discharge is an anagram indicator, but I don't even know why that would be. No, I don't think. Fred am I. No, I don't see it. Learner in a sport becoming top Olympian. Well, learner is often L. I think we might put L inside A plus a short sport and a top Olympian. I think it's going to be one of the Greek gods being cleverly described as a top Olympian. Yeah, the sport is polo, and with the extra L inside, you get Apollo. A doctor finally got in antidote for poison. Oh, well, this I think I probably first came across in Sherlock Holmes stories. Curare, I think, is that antidote. Um, yeah, and that is the poison, sorry. And A, and then the doctor finally is R, and that AR goes inside a cure, which is the antidote. All right. King Edward the humorist. I wanted to be yeah, Edward Lear, and of course King Lear. There we go. Oh, the one that cross-reference 15 and 17. We have enemies. Oh, I wonder if this is friends who are members, and that the name for Quakers, I think, some religious society. Anyway, and fanatics are fiends, as in a drug fiend. All right. So, otherwise, learned outside university, unlike enemies are friends. I'm thinking otherwise learnt is saying to anagram learnt and put that outside U for university. But what is that going to be? Where's the U going to go? I like TUAL. And then what's left over? Oh, neutral, I think. Yeah, so neither friend nor enemy might be a neutral, yeah, in a war, let's say. All right. What's my, not Honduran, but maybe that's not the adjective, although maybe it's, how could it be the inhabitant of a large city in Central America? Or maybe it's a racehorse. Central American native reportedly went on. Oh, and yeah, maybe it is a famous. No, I don't get it. Here's the one that might be, not always. Yeah, we had oft times the other days. I think it might be something like that. And here's our length once more uncompleted in part. Oh, well, we've had Lido before. Um, but I don't know if that's part of pool. Or, yeah, so it's not an anagram of set off. So maybe, I was going to say departed. No. With girlfriend. Oh, could a girlfriend be date? I wonder. It's more than more than a date, but oh, I think it might be detonate to set off. So then obviously oh, a lane is part of a pool. Once more is a new ANEW, and that's uncompleted. All right, so then what about our detonate? Oh, the boys' school is Eton, and it is girlfriend is date. That goes outside it. All right. Let's maybe try and finish the right hand side. Ooh, concrete help. Is there, yeah, something like silica or something? But for teaching about others, ooh. I thought it might be wordplay, but really maybe it is teaching about others. While I was paused, I did wonder if maybe it's help for teaching, which could be, I know in the US, the universities have, I think they're called TAs, teaching assistants. Maybe they're in Britain as well. So maybe TA goes around something for others, and that's going to mean concrete. But I don't see that. Yeah, I don't really have anything extra for that one. Ooh, my affectionate type. I've been staring at this one, affectionate type. I think that's going to have to be a vowel and then presumably CER. Oh, embracer. Oh, well, certainly we do pick up me. Oh, I have heard, I suppose, Dutch courage. You might have a drink to brace yourself. I think I have heard the word bracer. All right, that's one down. Expert. Expert solver of clues. I mentioned Inspector Morse. Yeah, and getting extra. Well, extra might be more, and that consumes the S for seconds. All right. Yeah, I need to think about the detectives more, maybe. Oh, in fact, now that I look down at 25, well, there, of course, I should have thought of the famous Oxford writer C.S. Lewis, and that is also an island off Scotland, so Lewis. And I think, wasn't he Morse's assistant? So, yeah, I think there is a bit of a theme. Oh, so maybe could this? I mean, when you see a long word, you should maybe think, although materially, I don't think it has anything to do with a theme, but yeah, something of a like, not a deer stalker, bloodsucker. Reportedly went. Oh, reportedly went could be a homophone for going. Um, yeah, if it was an E, I would think it began with peed, but I don't think that's it. Um, this is our, yeah, I do like this being US at the end. Deadly, oh, but maybe it's a deadly foe. Yeah, I think Holmes's only foe that I can think of is Moriarty. One time ally turned. Well, Russia was a one time ally, so maybe that gets turned. Far from sweet. No. Um, And this is regret nothing. Oh, of course, nothing could be love in tennis, and that would, yeah, lend itself to a sweetheart. So regret nothing after short time. Ah, yeah, so it is T. Funnily enough, it is T for time. And then regret is rue. Ah, and true love. Now hyphenated. I presume you could hyphenate it, but I don't think I've seen that before. Here's our comrades almost chucked in. Oh, maybe it's comrade, and that is chucked or anagrammed. And oh no, we'd have to have then 6 letters. Comrade, and then it's going to be a firearm. Uh, but I think I do have the part of England, I think might be Kent. I know Scots say ken for do you know, so maybe understood the past tense is Kent. I may have told the story before, but I took a trip when I was, I think I was about 20 maybe, over to Belgium with this tour to go to a music festival. And on the tour bus, there was a Scottish guy who fancied himself as a British or part of a type of a music journalist. And he actually got to interview Lou Reed. I was very envious. But he was saying, "Oh, I ken Mike Scott from the Waterboys, and I ken so and so. I ken this person and that person." I wonder what he's doing now. Anyway, so what does that do now with take part in oh, could it be a hidden clue? No, there's too much verbiage. Don't touch it. Yeah, I'm wondering if sooner or later is saying to use the first or last letters, or maybe they're the same and so it doesn't matter which way. No. All right, I think I'm getting to the point where I may have to start using wordplays.com, but let me pause and think about my firearm. Well, I just thought of, I've been focusing on firearm. What about comrades? And I thought of brethren. And I think the firearm is a Bren gun. And THRE is inside it, which is almost all of through for chucked. Oh, yeah. When you're writing a manuscript and you write something that looks like a misprint, but you wanted to say stay, you, I think you put, is it stat or stat? I think stat. One of them is something you say in an operating theater. Good thing I'm not a surgeon. I might cause some problems. Let me pause and just check that before I embarrass myself much further. Well, I should have got it from the wordplay. It is stat, so I got that wrong. And it's hidden within taste test, but it's also hidden within test, etc. So either sooner or later you're going to get it. Oh, that's clever. All right. Ooh, one-time ally turned deadly foe might be Brutus. And I think for wine or champagne, brut is the opposite. I think that means dry, so not sweet. Superpower is US, and there we go. All right, let's try and get my concrete. All right, I had to go to wordplays.com, and I'm very glad I did. I have never heard of this word before. Realia, maybe? Realia. And it's little illustrations or objects that you might use in teaching. I can see concrete is real, but I don't get the IA because help for teaching surely is the definition. But then what's the about others? No, I don't get that at all. Okay, just two left in the bottom. Yeah, I think I'm going to pause and look at this again. And if I can't get it, I may have to go to wordplays.com again. Oh my goodness, I did have to go to Wordplays for this one. Yeah, we've seen this kind of clue before where it seems to imply it's a human native of somewhere, but it turns out to be wildlife. And it's the road runner. Now, we get road runners here in Texas, so now I was very disappointed when I finally saw one that not like the cartoon version and didn't say meep meep. But yeah, so it's a homophone of road, R-O-D-E, and runner, a racehorse, I suppose, runners and riders. All right. Ooh. Oh, I think this might be a sort of modern phrase. I'm not sure when it first was used, but I think it might be a frenemy. So a buddy, but not always. So hiding name, discharge. Oh, so I think FRENE is somehow hiding name. Ah, discharge is free and it hides or puts N inside it. Brendan's is my, and then we get the definition. All right, let's check all. All right, looks like everything stayed in. Let's head on over to 15 squared. All right, the blog by Andrew, a mostly gentle Good Friday offering from Brendan, though I was briefly held up in the Northwest. Well, I was held up in a few places. Ah, the enemies and friends. So that's why we had Holmes and Moriarty, but we also had Morse and Lewis. Yeah, surely colleagues. And Kent, Clark Kent, Lois Lane. Yeah, they're friends. So yeah, but I suppose neutral maybe. Oh, and frenemy, of course, combining them. Ah, yes. That was the theme. Funnily enough, I didn't write any down um, that I needed explaining, which I think means I understood everything. But it was very hard to get there. Yes, this oh, that one I didn't understand. Concrete help for teaching. Ah, and about is and alia as in inter alia. Ah, yes, of course. All right, I'm not going to take much time to look at the comments. Rare euphuism, realia, totally new. Yeah. All right, well, very tricky one today to finish the week on, but that's what you expect of a Friday. Anyway, thanks as always for watching and have a great day.